welcome to Geeking Out with MellyMel. I'm Melissa. I am super excited for today's video, you guys. I have another crystal video for you. But today we are going to be talking about some of the best crystals for each zodiac sign. So this video has a little bit for everybody. So stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so like I said in the intro, today we're going to be talking about some of the best crystals for each zodiac sign. But as usual, first things first, my little disclaimer. I am no expert. I am still a beginner when it comes to crystals and astrology. Everything that I will be talking about today is based on things that I have researched, my own experience, and of course, it's based on the crystal's metaphysical properties. One of the reasons why I'm super excited about this video is because, again, there is a little bit here for everybody. And I am not just talking about your sun sign, but there's also something called your moon sign and your rising sign or your ascendant. Now, what is your sun sign, moon sign, and rising? Well, again, I am still learning, but from what I have been able to understand, your sun sign is determined by your birth date, like the actual day and month where you were born. That is what answers the question of like, hey, what's your zodiac sign? So I was born at the end of September, so my zodiac sign or sun sign is Libra. Now, your sun sign describes your personality. When it comes to your moon sign and your ascendant or rising sign, those are things that you can get once you get your natal chart or your birth chart. How do you get that? You can get a free birth chart using free apps like CoStar or websites like Cafe Astrology. To get your birth chart, you're going to need not just your birth date, but the time and the place where you were born. That's all the information that you need for your natal chart or birth chart to be created. And once you have your chart, that will let you know what your moon sign is and your rising sign. Your moon sign describes how you deal with your emotions, how you process your emotions. I am a Scorpio moon, which means that the way that I tackle my emotions and process them is the way a Scorpio would, right? And when it comes to the rising sign, your rising sign or your ascendant has to do with the image that you portray. It's how people see you, right? So that means that you tend to portray a lot of the characteristics of that specific astrological sign. So with me being rising in Pisces, I guess I do show a lot of the characteristics of a Pisces. So those are the three signs: your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Again, you can get that once you have your birth or natal chart. Now, being that there are three signs that you should be on the lookout for the purpose of this video, you might find that you would want to get information on more than one zodiac sign in this video, because again, we do have these three types of signs in our chart. And of course, you probably want to know more about perhaps a loved one of a specific zodiac sign. But let me stop rambling and let's get on with our list. I do have a nice list here that I put together based on my research. So let's start with the very first zodiac sign, which is Aries. Now, Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars rules the day Tuesday. So the days of the week are ruled by different planets. So again, Aries is ruled by Mars and Mars rules Tuesday. So I guess based on that, you could say that Tuesdays are really lucky days for Aries. Now, the crystals are associated with Aries are red jasper, carnelian, citrine, ruby, diamond, bloodstone, tree agate, garnet, pink tourmaline, aquamarine, and rose quartz. Now, these specific crystals help Aries just kind of stay motivated, passionate about the things that Aries does. Now, Aries has a big energy, right? And they also help Aries stay focused, but at the same time, they make sure that Aries experiences joy and compassion. Out of the crystals that I mentioned, I do have a piece of red jasper, Next on our list, we have Taurus. Now, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and I guess you would say that Fridays are lucky days for Taurus. Now, the crystals associated with Taurus would be pyrite, rose quartz, emerald, topaz, malachite, ludonite, kunzite, aquamarine, and green jade. Now, green jade specifically is to help bring some clarity and prosperity to Taurus. Now, all the crystals that I had mentioned overall, they just kind of help Taurus persevere and attract love and abundance. And just like with Aries, they also help Taurus feel joy and at the same time experience compassion. Out of the crystals that I mentioned, here I have a piece of pyrite, also known as fool's gold, which is associated with prosperity. Next on our list, we have Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury rules Wednesdays. Also, Mercury is associated with communication. Now, the crystals associated with Gemini would be jade, tiger's eye, apophyllite, green obsidian, serpentine, zoisite, aquamarine, and green jade. Now, these crystals help keep Gemini balanced, and also they help create opportunities to be authentic and expressive. And again, that expression is linked to communication, right? Out of those crystals that I mentioned, here we have a piece of tiger's eye. Next on our list, we have Cancer. Now, Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon rules Mondays. Now, also the moon is linked with emotions. The crystals that are associated with Cancer would be selenite, of course, moonstone, labradorite, pearl, amber, calcite or calcite, pink tourmaline, and opalite. Opalite is to help bring balance to Cancer, and at the same time, all of these crystals really help Cancer enjoy their emotions without getting lost. And at the same time, they help Cancer tap into intuition to attract positive connections. Out of the crystals that I mentioned, I do have a small piece here of rainbow moonstone. Now, there are different kinds of moonstones. I actually did a video recently on the types of moonstones. I'm actually going to link that right here. And again, here we have rainbow moonstone. And next we have Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sun rules Sundays, right? Kind of makes sense, right? Sun, Sundays. So I guess you would say that Sundays are really lucky days for Leo. The crystals associated with Leo would be tiger's eye, garnet, ruby, carnelian, rhodochrosite, muscovite, onyx, and red obsidian. Now, these crystals help Leo harness and focus energy, helping them stay grounded, and they also help prevent self-sabotage. Out of the crystals that I just mentioned, I do have a piece of garnet right here. And now let's talk about Virgo. So Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication, and Mercury rules Wednesdays. Now, the crystals associated with Virgo would be amazonite, amethyst, fluorite, peridot, sardonyx, blue topaz, citrine. The next crystal I kind of struggle pronouncing, but it's smithsonite, moonstone, opal, and green jade. Now, I do have a piece of amazonite right here, and I think it's really interesting that amazonite is a crystal for Virgo, again linked to Mercury, the planet of communication. Now, amazonite is a stone that really helps you manifest. And the best way to work with amazonite is by actually verbalizing what you're looking to manifest. So communication with this stone is actually really important. Now, these crystals that I mentioned, they help Virgo harmonize a systemic approach to life with the ability to dream bigger. Next on the list is Libra. Now Libra is ruled by Venus, of course the planet of love, just like with Taurus, and the day of the week that Venus rules is Fridays. And yes, I do love my Fridays. I guess you could say that Fridays are lucky days for both Taurus and Libra. Now the crystals associated with Libra would be pink tourmaline, lapis lazuli, opal, sapphire, aventurine, bloodstone, emerald, lepidolite, sunstone, topaz, moonstone, opalite for balance, and rose quartz. Now out of those crystals, I do have a big chunk of rose quartz in the shape of a heart, which is pretty appropriate. Of course, the rose quartz helps Libra experience unconditional love and joy. Now all of these crystals together help Libra stay centered and also be able to make decisions. Next on the list, we have Scorpio. Now Scorpio is actually ruled by two planets, Pluto and Mars. Now Pluto is not associated with the day of the week, but Mars is. Mars is associated with Tuesday. Now the crystals associated with Scorpio would be ruby for power, amethyst just to keep Scorpio cool and collected, citrine just to kind of help Scorpio with possibilities and to experience joy, malachite, Apache tears, aquamarine, beryl, emerald, obsidian just to kind of stay positive and also for protection, right? Kunzite and rose quartz, again just to experience joy and compassion. All of these crystals together really help Scorpio draw energy from the emotional side of life without drowning in those emotions. Out of the crystals that I mentioned, here is a piece of obsidian. We're almost done here, you guys. We just have 4 more signs to go. Up next, we have Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter rules Thursdays. Now, Jupiter is really a planet of expansion, of wealth, prosperity. Now, the crystals associated with Sagittarius would be labradorite, shungite, smoky quartz, turquoise, blue lace agate, gold sheen obsidian, and sodalite. Sodalite would be just to kind of bring some self-awareness to Sagittarius, right? Now, all these crystals together really help Sagittarius. For example, labradorite encourages Sagittarius to take ventures inward and not fear the inner work. For example, also shungite and smoky quartz ground Sagittarius and clear unnecessary dark baggage. And also obsidian helps bring in some positivity to Sagittarius. Out of those crystals, I do have a piece of labradorite right here. We have a piece of tumbled labradorite. Up next, we have Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn rules Saturdays. So I guess you could say that Saturdays are lucky days for Capricorns. The crystals associated with Capricorn would be azurite, peridot, jet, onyx, fluorite, aragonite, magnetite, and sodalite for some self-awareness, just like with Sagittarius. Now, all of these crystals together really help Capricorn open their hearts to others and quiet the inner judge, help manifest endeavors. Out of all those crystals, I do have a nice fluorite tower or point right here. Two more to go. Now we have Aquarius. Now Aquarius, just like Scorpio, is ruled by two planets. It is ruled by Uranus and Saturn. Uranus is not linked to a day of the week as far as I know, but Saturn is. Again, Saturn rules Saturdays. The crystals associated with Aquarius would be hematite, yellow jasper, aquamarine, amethyst, blue celestite, fluorite, and labradorite. Now, fluorite helps Aquarius with their memory and also to focus. Now, all of these crystals together really help keep Aquarius grounded. It really also helps alleviate frustrations when they're faced with like life uncertainties. And at the same time, these crystals help with protection and intuition. Out of the crystals that I mentioned, I do have this lovely piece of amethyst. And last but definitely not least, we have Pisces, which is my rising sign. Pisces is ruled by also two planets, Jupiter and Neptune. As far as I know, Neptune is not associated with a day of the week, but Jupiter is. Jupiter rules Thursdays, which again, Jupiter would be a planet of expansion, prosperity, and wealth. And the crystals associated with Pisces would be black tourmaline. I love black tourmaline. It's a great stone for grounding and for protection. Another crystal associated with Pisces would be aquamarine, moonstone, beryl, blue lace agate, labradorite, bloodstone, amethyst, and fluorite, just to keep them focused, right? Now, these crystals really help Pisces to get protection from others' emotions, and also to strengthen their intuition, and also help them trust themselves. Now, that is something that black tourmaline really helps with, and I do love black tourmaline. It's a great stone for protection, especially if you're an empath, which means that you're really sensitive to other people's emotions and you kind of take those emotions in as if they were yours. So black tourmaline really helps with that. Again, grounding and protection. And that's it, you guys. I really hope that you found this video interesting and informational. And I would love to know in the comments down below, what is your sun sign? And of course, your moon sign and rising sign, if you know that as well. As usual, if you love the things that I talk about, definitely subscribe, comment, like, and hit that notification bell so that you can keep winking out with me. Bye!